like this. Used to have that white bitch popping on the night shift. Now I'm one westward, sharper than an ice pick. On you rappers' necks and it's feeling like some vice grips. Yeah, that's light shit. Send my bro a kite quick. Ties of war, we ain't forget about you. Keep your light lit. Rappers can't see, most of them scared to witness. Go and close your eyes, cause one right here for the trenches. Bad bitches, natural hair or extensions. Hood niggas that'll probably grip like some dentures. Brothers on them fences, 23 and 1 out. Praying that that commissary hit before it run out. Bitches on the gram, dog filter with their tongue out. Couldn't stay home because they found the dugout. Closed casket, burner in the low jacket. My co-captain, riding on these whole rappers. My hoes fabulous. Now I don't mean that derogatory, but I'm a player and there's no my women riding for me. I avoided Maury, I got 2 jets. If I can't make it through for them, then I'm useless. Sit down that roof, Chris, with a couple bosses. After the war, just to count our losses. It's not many. You see a smile on my face, but I'm not friendly. Going on my waist, sipping white Henny. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Waiting on the swab in my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Living in the swab in my whole life. My whole life. It's so melodic. When I be dropping this ebonics, this ghetto phonics, it got me on the level supersonic. My bomb atomic, and you know where you can find me. Somewhere probably folding this paper origami. My name is pure as the Sani, my wave is like a tsunami. I went from 0 to 100, feeling like Ricky Bobby. I made a deal with the Reaper. Got a couple wives, they some keepers. Talk a lot of shit, but you can't walk a mile in my sneakers. Bitches go to Miami, come home with change features. Now she got a BBL, her ass fatter. Trying to show up all them niggas that laughed at her. Now when they see her, they only wanna fuck her. They just wanna touch her, they don't wanna cuff her. They just wanna come and kick it with her like a punter. Turned her to a runner, now it's all aboard the train. Fenty on the face, but it's not concealing the pain, it's a shame. That's why I'm in the hood like some rap snacks. I know niggas kill you and your mama for a scat pack. Dark tint, matte black, they do it for half that. Had you like 90s Missy in a fucking trash bag. I'm from Philly, we don't do bank accounts, just cash app. I spit a verse and I just watch the time slow. This that guy flow, this that shit that rappers die for. This that uncut Taha Wall straight from Pablo Escobar. I be at the bar like Moscato. They think it's effort, but no, this that block work. Make the countermeasures, take pleasures, making an op hurt. Light is in the sky, cause every verse is a concert. My mind work at speed y'all can't fathom. Listen to the words of a champion. It can't, the streets need another anthem. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Waiting on the swab in my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Living in the swab in my whole life. My whole life.
They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So you said that they put millions of my taxes. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. That's right. You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacles set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home, only a place of captivity, save facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting, the trail of my tears is countless. Main fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angels, be ready to rap. Cracking the sky, nuclear missiles will make it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be, slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage and safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash, get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
Do you see just how it feels? Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood, Slim. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in this body, you fit a Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is dish served cold, I just hope they make an oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in the world of mad shooters. Devils design fire for our babies to pass through. In the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
Do you see just how it feels? Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
Welcome to Atlanta. Christ, this Officer 5000, Jeremiah, the camp leader of Atlanta. Passover 2025, starting April the 9th, we got the lamb slaughter. April the 10th, we got General Muhammad's class. April the 11th, we got the black party that's gonna have the Hebrew graduation. April the 12th, in Atlanta, Georgia, the 56th annual Passover, the only Passover under Commander Junior Hunter.
Our great and holy King has honored us for turning our lives from the darkness to the light, man. There's no greater gift you can receive than to wake up to the truth and then commit your life to saving your brothers, man. Looking in their eyes and seeing their faces and seeing what they've suffered and what they've gone through and seeing the end of it, man. It is a guaranteed seat in the kingdom of heaven, man. So in the name of our King Yahushua, we dedicate us another Passover of brothers and sisters' lives being saved.
April the 13th, we got the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Shalom. Okay. Homie, I've been...
There's a king that's coming back to save our people. Now, we should be preparing ourselves for the return of our king, not stuck up in these denominations and religions that's destroying our people and destroying our nation.
So when we are in this kingdom and a brother or a sister is doing wickedly in this kingdom, we must tell them, look, the world is expecting you to stay docile, to stay stupid.
That's what Christianity teaches our people. Teaches our people to hate one another and love the oppressor. Like, we'll never forgive one another for anything that another brother or sister do to us, but we'll forgive the oppressor in a heartbeat. There's something wrong with that, man.
Imagine living your life as a whole Christian your whole life, and life's good because you're a Christian and Jesus is white and everything's going great, and there's a landslide and the earth opens up and you go downstairs and you walk through this place and you see a black Jesus, man. Why is Jesus Christ black with an afro in the catacombs, man? This predates the Renaissance period.
So when you read the book of Genesis, the trees in the garden with other nations, a leaf, what does a leaf do to a tree? Cover the tree. So Adam took the covering of another nation. What's the covering of another nation? Their culture. So when the Most High saw him and said, yo, Adam, where are you, man? Where are you? Don't mean I can't find you. You mean like who is this nigga? But where are you, man? I don't know you.
Okay. So the Ba al Banya Yasha'ala wa Amarath al Ham wa Aidya Yahweh. The Ba means speak. Al, when it's joined with something, so al Banya means what? Unto, right? Excellent. So al when it's joined with something means unto. Banya means children. Yasha'ala is Israel. So unto the children of Israel.
Like if it's one thing a hoe gonna do, a hoe gonna hold. But you ain't, she can't hold if there's nobody to hold with. And the thing she said at the end, where she said, I went back and I lied to him and he still wouldn't do it. And then she threw up her hands and she said, well, he'll just be a brother. That's what he need.
That's
brothers.
Right.
If we have more brothers, hoes like her wouldn't have no outlet.
There was a man in the land of Oz whose name was Job, and that man was perfect and upright.
There you go, the man called Job. I think Job is what that afflicted. And that man was perfect and upright, meaning what? You can be perfect, man. Job was a man like everybody else, man. Job wasn't no angel, he didn't come from the heavens, and that man was perfect, meaning what? You can be perfect in the Bible. Being perfect is in the Bible.
Had printers on my coattail way before Jimmy. Funny how the general ain't even see a penny. Better show respect, get smoked like a chimney. Keep my name out your mouth, don't even think it. Send a real Smith that y'all know Jada Pinkett. Both ball heads, my grain above 50. Lost my man to the game, that pain that stuck with me. Had to find a cheat code to the street though, cause the niggas getting foul, shoot you like a free throw. Keep spitting acid like a Mino, and the nigga be the nicest with a mean flow.
Hey, shalom, Miss Bro. This is the ISUPK, started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, in the commanding journey Johanna. Since 1969, we've been bringing out the truth about the true identity of so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, the people that don't have an identity aside from what our oppressor gave us. And along with that identity comes with the culture, comes with law, statutes, and commandments, comes with, some self-esteem. It also comes with a language. All right, now the ISPK, we have all manner of classes throughout the week, as you saw by the, the intro to promo. We do all manner of things, I'm saying. In the UK, we've got classes, Monday through to Friday and Saturday for the Sabbath service. We also have the Onions radio show, which will take place tonight after this class. We also have a show I host on TikTok and YouTube every Monday and Thursday from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. UK time, called Real-Time Revelations. I'm saying y'all can tune into that for an hour, get a rundown on what's going on, what's going on in the recent news, what's going on in the UK. All right, shalom to everybody this live in the class. I see Ira, I see Baki Allah.
Shalom, Adawan. Yahweh Hashem Yoshai Barakatah.
Shalom, Yahweh Shema Tabashim Yoshai.
Yahweh Shema Tabashim Yoshai.
Yahweh Shema Tabashim Yoshai.
Christ. We also got those watching online. Shalom, of course, to Kyla. Shalom, Princess. Yahweh Shema Tabashim Yoshai. All right, we also got Rashida Ali. All right, no sweat. Shalom. Yahweh Shema Tabashim Yoshai. Right around the comment. Make sure y'all drop a comment like Ira, like this brother always does. All right, drop a comment in there, drop a like, do what y'all how to do. All right. Without further ado, we're gonna get into tonight's class. Tonight's class is gonna be a continuation of last week, kind of putting together everything we've learned with prepositions, prepositions, subject pronouns, possessive adjectives, all the things we've learned and compiled together and learn how to form certain phrases. So if there's any phrases you want to know how to say in Hebrew, this is going to be a good class to get into. If you want to know how to say a certain phrase in Hebrew, if you're watching online, type in the comments. If you're in the class, just let me know. Okay, sir, how would you say this in Hebrew? How would you say that in Hebrew? And what I'm saying, we'll go off what we learned. We'll look at the records in the Bible and if there's any precedent for that particular phrase, and then we'll get it down of how to say that phrase in the Hebrew. All right. Now, of course, before at the beginning of each class, I always like to have two things happen. I just to go through the Hebrew alphabet, and I like to have brothers and sisters state their registry. All right, I'm gonna start with the registry. If you could, I'm gonna start with Ira. Could you state your registry for me, Baba Kushar?
Another one gone. Ira ban Yamyan ban Yashra'ala.
Mosai and Christ. So Ira ban Yamyan ban Yashra'ala. Okay, over to yourself, Bathiala. It's like, sis, you there? You're on mute right now.
Bathiala, Bath Banyanyam, Bath Yashra'ala.
Okay, so Bathiala, Bath Banyamyan, Bath Yashra'ala. So daughter of Benjamin, daughter of Israel. All right, Mosai and Christ through order. We also got Kailah, state her registry. Kailah, Bath Yahawada, Bath Yashra'ala, daughter of Judah, daughter of Israel. All right, Mosai and Christ. And now I'm gonna have, let me see, we're gonna go through the Hebrew alphabet. Instead of kind of going back and forth, I'm gonna have one person run through it. I know the past few weeks I've had Ira go through it. This week I'm gonna have Bathiala. If you could read through the full Hebrew alphabet. So of course from start to finish, right to left.
Abagada Hawa Zakata Ya Kalamana Sa I Pa Taza Ka Ra Shatha.
Shantha, perfect. Just this one here would be Kwa, right? Like Kwa. It's only pronounced as almost like a ka when it's like say the end of a word. Like with what's an example I could use? We have an officer in the school called Officer Barak, right? His name ends in the Kwa, but you want to say Barak Kwa, right? Because the Ra and the Kwa are connected, so it just ends in like Barak, right? Whereas if it's at the beginning of a word, you'd of course pronounce it as Kwa dash, right? Or in the middle of a word, what's an example of where it's in the middle of a word? Bakwar, right? Or Yakwa, right? All right, no sweat, no sign Christ. All right, without further ado, so these are kind of the different things I have, put together that we've been over. I know we went over a lot of these last week, so I'm just gonna kind of skim through. Is there anything anybody here doesn't have written down? Does everybody have a decent understanding of subject pronouns?
Another one comes, and I have the exact same sheet.
All right, no sweat. If there's anything I'm gonna scroll by that you don't have written down or need to write down, just let me know. All right. Shalom also to Akira. All right, shalom, sis. Yahweh Shema Allah Ta'ala Shai. Shout out to yourself, shout out to your husband. All right. She also stated her registry, Akira, Bath Yahawada, Bath Yashala. All right, daughter of Judah, daughter of Israel. All right, so subject pronouns, we have possessive adjectives, which describes who something belongs to. We have prepositions, which are letters that go before a root word that have a particular meaning. We have the 5 W's and H, so your question words, right? Who, what, where, when, and why, right? We have common time frames, right? Today, tomorrow, yesterday. All right, those are the more common ones, speaking about the present or the near future or near past, right? I also have common locations, house, school, market, which would be the word for like, you know, you go into the store, go into the shop, right? You have the word for physician or a doctor. You know, if you go into a hospital, you're going to a physician, you're going to a doctor, right? If you're going into town, like the city center, right? Or you go into the bank, which is a storehouse. You go into a hotel, right? I have words for those. Okay. I also have
so like you said, if I may real quick, a sidebar, the last sister that stated her name, is her first name Hebrew name?
Nah, she doesn't have a Hebrew name yet. So she would just state her name, you know, her current name, then state her registry.
Wow.
All right. No sweat. Okay. All right, cool. So we have kind of common locations. We have common verbs. So these are the most common verbs that I kind of see going through the verb list that we might use. For example, you might, you know, let me see, you write Hebrew. You might eat food. You might walk or go to the store. You might count sheep. I don't know. If you so please, right? Just kind of common verbs. Again, you can either write these down, or if you'd like me to send you the sheet, I can put it into like a image or a PDF and send it to you. All right. Then we have common phrases. So unless anybody has any phrases where they're thinking, you know, you'd like to know how you'd say that in Hebrew, of course, if you have any phrases in mind, let me know. If not, I'm a springboard some you know, give y'all some phrases to maybe figure out based off these common phrases I've put together, right? So does anybody have anything in particular they want to know how to say? I know last week there was a sister who asked for these two phrases, how to say these two phrases in Hebrew, right? One of them was husbands love their wives, right? To say that in Hebrew, it would be anashiam, which means husbands. So we have the root here would be ayash, which is man or husband. To pluralize it, it becomes anashiam. Then you have awahabiam, which is the verb to love, right? It matches the tense and the number of the subject we're talking about, meaning we're talking about husbands, plural, then the verb also has to be plural, right? We have this word ath, which is a word that just lets you know what the verb is referring to. I've put this in because in most cases I've seen where it's written in the Bible, they would have this word ath to specify what the verb is talking about, right? Then we have nashyaham. Okay, so nash is like how you'd say wives, and then yaham is like of them, right? Their wives, right? So anashyam, awahabiam, ath nashyaham is husbands love their wives, right? The other one she asked for was how to say sisters love the school and their husbands, right? So we have akwathian, which is sisters, awahab wath, which is the same verb. It's pluralized and it uses wath at the end because, of course, it's feminine. We're talking about sisters as opposed to brothers, right? So akwathian, awahab wath, ath habayath sapar, which again, this ath lets you know what we're referring to. Habayath sapar is the school, right? Bayath sapar is school, okay? Then we have wa'ath, so also referring to anash yahan, right? So anash would be husbands, and then this yahan would be like husbands of them, right? Now this han is what you'd have for the feminine way to say there. This belongs to them, right? So akwathian, awahabwath, ath habayath sapar, wa'ath, and nashyahan. That's how you'd say those two phrases. Okay. Right. Let me see. Let me get this question. I've got a question for Ira, right? Do you know how you'd say, like, I'm on my way. Or, yeah, I'm on my way. The full phrase I want you to break down is I'm on my way to your house. Right?
I'm allowed to use my notes?
Of course.
Okay.
Do you know the word for way? Because I don't have it on here in the screen. I can put it up there if it helps.
1 second.
So this is the phrase I'm going to break down. I'm on.
Yes, I think I might need the word way.
Yep.
Shit, what the hell happened?
Okay, way would be darak, right? Darak. D-A-R-A-K. Darak.
All right.
Okay, I'm on my way to your house. Let me just go ahead and put darak on the screen. Let me just put it here real quick. All right. Way. I'll put darak is way or path. It could also mean like road as well, right? But way or path. So I'll put that beside it here. Can y'all see it on the screen? Let me see now a little bit. Darak is way or path.
Let me see. Oh, at the site.
This is.
I think Aya Darak Bayata.
So you said Anya Darak.
No, not Aya.
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 A-H-Y-A?
So one proposition and one possessive adjective, and then Darak, and then Bayat. Bayata.
Bayath.
Bayat.
Bayath.
Bayat.
Spell it for me.
B-A-Y-A-T-H.
A-E-H.
T and a H.
Like this, right?
Kind of the one kind.
Y is that's like French for the letter Y, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that threw me off. I was like,
I got them all up there, you know.
Look at the French in high school. I was like, what the hell?
And I know why in English is Y, right?
Yeah. No sweat,
Why?
no sweat. I remember they had
Yeah.
No sweat. Okay, so you said Aya. Did I spell it right from what you said?
There is I had a space between A and Ya.
Okay. So, what this spells right here, if I was to read this, A as a preposition means I, Ya as a preposition means he. Darak means way, Bayath is house. This would read I, he, way, house. So it's not quite right. Anybody else want to give it a shot? Anybody in the comments or Bafia Allah, or I'll give it to y'all in a few moments if no one gets it.
Salah, then let me. I think I missed the on my way, right? On the part from I am on. So it should be something Darak Bayata. So the latter part is right, and the is good also, right?
Okay, so in this case, instead of using the preposition "a" to say "I" or "I am," that's like a more of a quick way to say it. So that's where it's joined with another word.
So
right?
I have
Like
to
people
choose
saying,
and
"I
yeah.
am hungry" or something, or "I am tired," something like that. Whereas if you're saying "I am on my way," now "on" is going to be another preposition. So what you want to use here is the word "anya," which is the more formal way of saying "I am." Right? Now to say "on," you'd use it's the same word as "in" or "with." It's a preposition in this case. You know what preposition
Then
is?
I have it. Then anya ba darak bayat.
Okay. So this now says we have Anya Badarak Bayath. This now says I am on way house. Now, how would you say I'm on my way? So we have Darak to mean way. How would you say my way? We're going to use in this case a possessive adjective.
Ya darak.
That's a preposition. So Yadarak means he path.
But in possessive adjective, the ya is my.
That's correct. But where does the possessive adjective go?
At the end of the darak ya.
Darak ya, right? So this now says I am on my way house, right? So now we want to say, instead of saying just house, we want to say to your house.
To your house.
So you want to say to your house.
Then bayat kam.
Bayat ka?
Bayat kam.
Kam? Okay. So this is, okay, you could use that. That's in more like the plural sense, like I'm on my way to your house, right? In this case, it's just one person.
Then it's bayaka.
Right? Bayaka. Right? To say to, how would you say to? Like I'm going to this place.
To is la.
La.
So it would be la bayatka.
Exactly. Right. So now the full phrase we have Anya Badarakya La Bayatka. Right. Anya, I am Badarakya, on my way. La Bayatka, to your house. Right. You see how that all falls together?
Can.
No sweat.
The thing is, I thought like because in Hebrew, the sentence doesn't go exactly like you would say it in English. You know, it was kind of like, you know,
Okay, he's like in the just really
like bum bum bum.
Phrase,
you know,
I path house.
Yeah.
You know, but you can definitely flesh it out a little bit using the using what we know about possessive adjectives to say my way or your house, or you know what I'm saying, because we could add some specificity to it. All right, but that's Tawara. All right, well done.
Answer. Tawara.
I am the bar. All right. Bathi Allah, how would you say I am going to the school? So this is the phrase I want to work out. Now let me I'm gonna give you almost a quick hint, right? I'm using this phrase from the common phrases, right? Now this phrase to say I am going, Anya Hawalak, that would be if a brother's saying it, right? Anya Hawalak. I would say Anya Hawalak. If a sister's saying it, the verb needs to be feminine to match the fact that you're a sister, right? So a sister, if she's saying I am going, she would say Anya Hawalaka, right? You add a ha at the end, and that ha will just join with the ka. So Anya Hawalaka. just to give you a bit of a heads up, right? Or
Can. It's like a speaking note.
Can.
Anya, Hawalaka.
Oops, lucky. Anya, Hawalaka. And then you're saying to the school.
La. What is?
Do you know how to say the in Hebrew?
Oh, can I get my note? My notes.
Of course. You're going to want to look at prepositions. I'll give you the word for school. Do you have the in prepositions? Or does anybody else know how we'd say the in Hebrew?
The in Hebrew would be ha.
Ha. Right? Okay, so ha is how you'd say the in the Hebrew. You could find that in prepositions, right? So right now we have anya, hawalaka, laha, and then how would you say school?
You back to the sister, right?
Yes.
School would be Bayath. Sakar?
Bayath Sapar. So why is this? Okay, this look a little funny. It look a little funny on your screen. I don't know what's going on with that A, but that A look a little crooked. But yeah, Sapar. All right. Let me zoom in or something. There we go. All right, so Anya, Hawalaka, Laha, Bayath Sapar. I'm gonna just separate. I'll put it all together. Bayath Sapar, right? So this is the sister saying, Anya Hawalaka, I am going, Laha Bayath Sapar, to the school. Right? Excellent. Of course, if a brother was to say this, how would you say this phrase? So same phrase just as a brother. This is now I'm a male saying this.
So, if you have a second for me, sir.
No sweat. Also, if anybody in the comments has it, feel free to type it in.
Anya hawalaka la layam bayat sapar.
Okay. Layam
Bayat sapar.
Okay. Okay. Not quite. Right?
No.
The only thing that needed changing is like I discussed over here, right? If we saying I am going, if a brother's saying I am going, he would just say Anya hawalak. This ha at the end, this hawalaka, would only be if a sister's saying it, because the word then becomes feminine, right?
Hawalaka.
So this would stay as lahabiyath sapar. The verb would just change. Instead of saying hawalaka, a brother would just say hawalak. Right?
All right, Tavaru.
No sweat. So anya hawalak lahabayat sapar. I am going to the school. That's how I would say it. That's how Ira would say it. But if Bathiala was to say it, she would say anya hawalaka lahabayat sapar. Right? No sweat. Okay. Let me see. Here's a phrase I'm gonna give to y'all. All right. Do you know the do you know the way? Matter of fact, I'm gonna give this one. Do you know the time?
Salaki, real quick, sir. At the phrase of I am on my way to your house, wouldn't be an H after the A? There too, right?
What?
Anya, at the Anya. Anya bada. Okay, just to be sure, because I'm right there and I didn't see the H.
The water. All right. So I want to know the phrase, do you know the time? All right. So you also want to look up at the common phrases thing. And the word ith or time. Let me see. The word for time in the Hebrew is ith. Right. I can quickly look that up to show y'all time. Give me 1 second. In the Hebrew.
All right. Let me try and puzzle that one out.
I'm gonna get out to Ira. The next phrase I'm gonna give to Bathiala, right? I want to know how to say, do you know the way?
Pardon?
It's like the
Salaki,
first
did
one
you
is,
say something?
yeah. So I want to know, how would you say, do you know the time?
Yeah. I'm trying to puzzle it out, sir. If I may 1 second to try to.
Yeah, no sweat. While you're doing that, shalom also to Kwame Da. Shalom, sis. Yahweh Shema Taba Shemi Shai. All right, shout out to you. Appreciate you always tuning in. All right, so we're going through Hebrew phrases. If anybody who's just joining in, of course, if there's anything that you want to know how you would say that in Hebrew, type it in the comments. If you want to know how you'd say this in a particular phrase in Hebrew, type it in the comments and we'll figure out how to say it. All right. Do you know how you'd say, do you know?
I do not think so.
Okay, you want to look at the
no, I know what is known. Known is Yadai of Yada. Yadai is known. So as far as Da'ata Yadai.
Okay, so you want to look at the common phrases. So I kind of put it together to say how you say, do you know?
Okay, yes. Yada I ya Aita.
All right, so that would read Yadaitha.
Aita.
I means no. Tha at the end is like saying, know you or knowest thou. That's how it'd be written in the Bible. It'd be written as knowest thou the time or knowest thou the way or so on and so forth,
Aita.
right?
So it would be Salaka?
I'm saying Yadaitha is like knowest thou or know you, right?
So it would be would it be then Yada Aita Aita?
So you're saying Yada Aitha or Aitha?
Kan.
No.
Aita. Without the A at the end.
Without the Ha?
Kan, sir. So Ait. No Aita. Ait.
Okay, Ait. Okay, so this was saying knowest thou time.
Okay, then I need to put a the in front of it.
Okay, and how would you do that?
Then it will be pronounced Ha'ait.
Ha'ait, right? Okay, so we have Yadaitha Ha'ait. Knowest thou?
Yadaita Ha'ait. Is that right?
Ka Yadaitha Ha'ait.
Tawara. I forgot about the common phrase, the speak note up there.
No sweat. I'm gonna try to find.
And we're gonna do it one by one. The next one. I'm gonna get the next one.
To show y'all the word time in the Hebrew is Ith. I'm gonna share this screen real quick. If y'all can see, this is saying, at the time, which is la'ith, which is basically to time. But if you're just saying, the time, so ith is how you say time, season. You know what I'm saying? It says right here. Let me get the definitions. Majority is time, so you'd use it to say time of the event, occurrence, occasion. In some cases, it can mean season, but primarily time, right? So if you're asking somebody, do they know the time? Maybe you've been in a coma for however long, and you just wake up. You know the time. They say it's morning or it's evening. In kind of the it's like I just stopped sharing my screen. I didn't do that. 1 second. Let me get this part up. And in those times, you kind of say something like the it's the 6th hour or the 12th hour. You could say it's morning or it's evening, or you could say it's I don't know. Like in that time, you could say the I don't think there's any way to say like 3 o'clock in the Hebrew, because it wasn't really said like that, right? It was
right.
And in the 3rd hour of the day, or in the 3rd hour of the morning, or I'm trying to think of how it's said, right? But you could just say,
would they measure the time?
Say again.
They measure time like in the old days.
They measure time. I'm gonna find it real quick, right? Because I did a class on like right here. All right, let me share this screen. All right, so they did in either watches. So the first watch, which is from sundown, what the hell does it say? From sundown to set to the third hour of the night. All right, so from sunset to the third hour of the night. That's the first watch. All right, or they did it in hours of the day, right? So like in 12 equal parts, the first hour, the second hour of the day, and this is from sun. You see, the day reckoning from sunrise and the night from sunset, right? So you say the first hour of the day, right? The third hour of the night. After night is considered after sunset.
Right.
Day is considered after sunrise, right? If that makes sense. So
basically they did.
Say again.
I say so basically they did, because if you have the third hour of the night, then you are measuring it in some type of way.
Yeah, so they would say like, it's the third hour. But I'm saying in terms of saying like in today's age, you'd say, it's 3:45 or it's 3 o'clock. You wouldn't really have that particular phrase like 3 o'clock. It would be like, it's being the it's the fourth hour since sunrise type thing. So it's a little hard to almost translate that in a way, because it's really different ways of measuring time. Where if you was to say today, you'd have to know when exactly the sun rose and count how many hours it's been from there. So I don't want to complicate the thing. But
it's gonna be it ain't gonna be Lashawan Qadash no more.
Evening or it's afternoon. You could use those phrases because those are that doesn't change. Like that measurement of time to say morning, night, afternoon, that doesn't change. You feel me?
Right.
Matter of fact, let me go ahead and put the words for morning, afternoon, and even. Afternoon is the one I'm gonna look up real quick because I already know. Evening and morning. Morning is Bakwa. Let me get it right here. I'm gonna add this to common time frames. Let me add this. Then I'll have to do the Hebrew later.
Yeah, I need to put all those verbs in trying to make them digital, and in alphabetical order. That might help out.
With these?
No, not.
Yeah,
I mean, like all the ones that I've been writing down the whole time in my classes. Because sometimes maybe I have the answer, but I need to.
I feel you. All right.
But there's something for myself.
It's gonna be.
You was looking for afternoon, right?
Yeah, afternoon. Let me see, because we have evening is Irab, and we also have night, which I believe is Layal, right? So let me do Irab, night. Is okay, let me do afternoon first. Let me find it. If I share this screen.
Salakia. Maybe afternoon would be like the. No, what they mean with the 3 hours into the night. And maybe you can say that 3 hours into the day. Then is the kind of the morning. Would they mean something like that?
Yeah, like the morning is basically from sunrise until about noon, right? Then from noon to the after basically what's like the afternoon in today's time is 12, because that's typically about when the sun is highest in the sky. That's what noon is. When the sun is highest in the sky, that's what's called a high noon, right? Then you have afternoon is just after that point, right? So let me find the word for afternoon. It's hard until the afternoon. Okay, this it just has it as yawam, which means day. Let me see. Daytime. Might have split it into the two words. Afternoon. Let's see if there's a particular word for it. No. Okay. Let's go back to where it was at. Hit back. Okay. So there might not be a particular word for afternoon as such. So if I was to read this, they rose in the morning, which is bakwa, on the 5th day to depart, and Damsel's father to comfort thine heart. I pray until, which is I'd. Let me see if I read it in the thing. Okay, so I'd. Natawath or Natwath Hayawam. So what does Natwath mean? Let's find it. Or Natah. Natah, to stretch out. Okay. To bend. Okay. Let me see. So I think it's saying, okay, so to come down or to descend, to stretch out or to extend. So I think it's saying basically when the day is starting to descend. So, in the morning, the sun is rises to the highest point, then it starts to descend, right? So for now, I'm going to leave afternoon alone, because it would either be, let me see, it would be Natwath Hayawam. So it's like the what's it called? Almost the turning of the day, right? So afternoon is almost 2 words, which makes sense, afternoon. So I could do it as Natwath.
So basically, we have to make it up ourselves.
Well, this is what's here for afternoon. It's Natwath Ha Yawam. But in terms of the meaning, we kind of breaking it down. So not Natwath or Natah. Yeah, it would be Natwath in the verse, right? It means to stretch out, to extend, in this case, to stretch out. So the spread out of the day. Okay, as follows, afternoon. It says
the last one there.
Used in a great variety of applications as follows: afternoon, apply, bow, decline. So it's like the decline. I want to say the decline of the day, right? It's used here to say afternoon. Where I see, let me see if there's any other. I think that's probably the only reference to it, but I'll use
the decline of the day.
Essentially, right?
It makes sense, though. It does make sense.
Yep. So Natwath Hayawam, right? Afternoon. And then what do we have for evening? The evening is also in this verse, or it might be in the next one. Hold on. Toward evening. Evening, we have day draws toward evening. Irab. All right, let's get into it. Irab, become evening, to grow dark. So essentially, sundown, right? Or where it's nearing sundown, right? I think sundown is technically let's say the morning and the evening were the first day. Let me see. Yeah, Irab is sunset, right? And then after that, let me see. Hold on. To draw towards evening. Okay. So like even in today's time, the evening, it doesn't really have a specific time. It's just when the day is coming to an end. So you have the afternoon is I think it's typically between 12 to around 5 or could be even 4. Because in winter times the evening is earlier, right? So it's really not a specific time frame. It's just when the sun is getting ready to go down. Which is typically where everyone settles in, typically outside. I mean, if you're an Israelite, we staying out late and stuff, but typically, people are in their house by like 4 or 5. Well, not really, to be honest, because we slave late. And then the last one we're gonna have is night, which is Layal. All right.
Layal. I think I did come across that one before. Layal.
Layal, yep. Which is the night as opposed to day. I think we went over that. I can't remember specifically when. Let me just make this. There we go. Right. So I added a bit more to the time frame. So of course, if y'all want to write that down, we added some more time frame. So we have today, tomorrow, yesterday, morning, afternoon, evening, night. Right. So anything after sunset and before sunbreak or sunrise is night. The evening is just before it sets. Okay, so if someone asks you what time it is, you could say it's the morning, right? To say it is, you'd say leave haya, right? It is. Let me see. It is yet high day. Let me get this one, right? So low. It is. Let me see. I don't even think it says there's a particular word for it is. Let me go into it. It is better. It is not. It is in the power. I think it is kind of almost just implied. So you could just say, what time is it? Morning. You can just say Irab, evening. You say Layal. Or you could say the morning. You say Habakwa, right? The morning. You know what I'm saying? So there's some ways you could respond to that. Has everybody got these words for the different it's like I ain't even sure. It's like sometimes y'all had to remind me to change my screen. I'll be forgetting y'all can't see on my split screen going on. All right, so these are different time frames. I'm gonna get the Hebrew done for these in a moment. If anyone wants me to send this to them, just hit me up. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have Bakwa for the morning, afternoon, Natwath Hayawam, evening, Irab, night, Layal. Right.
I need to finish the last verses that we were supposed to change. And if I have a second, I need to write morning and afternoon.
No sweat. We'll get morning and afternoon done, and then we'll go back to you saying the phrases.
Yeah, because I only have 3 of them written down. Because last week the 2 questions of the sister too, I didn't finish to take them over.
Okay, Khan. I think we only had one at the time because it was a little we was trying to figure out exactly how to say it.
Khan.
All right, so no sweat. Okay, so Gedaitha Ha'aith. Do you know the time?
I can put those right here.
So to give y'all some time to write those down. Once y'all are ready, just let me know, and then we'll go back to the phrases we were just started. Bati, I'll go the next one, and then unless anybody has any particular phrases they want translated, of course, just let me know. If there's anything you just want to know how to say in Hebrew, just let me know. And then we'll probably move into the second half of the class where we'll go through the verses. And then probably in the verses, we might even get more ideas for some phrases. I'll kind of do it in that way where we'll go back and forth. Right. Let's see.
All right. Can we go to the verses?
As well on the time frames.
Con.
I know sweat. So don't look back. Okay, so we have the phrases we've been through so far. We'll just zoom in on this for now. We have husbands of their wives, which is Anashiam, Awahabiam, Ath Nashyaham. As husbands love their wives. Nashyaham is their wives, right? Then we have sisters love the school and their husbands, right? Aquathian, Awahabwath, sisters love. This lets you know what they love. Habayath Sapar, the school. And what else do they love? Anash Yahan, which is their husbands. Right? Then we have the phrase, I am on my way to your house. We have Anya, which is I am. Ba Darakya is on my way. La Bayathka, to your house. Then we have a brother and sister saying, I am going to the school. I'm going to use the brother one because I'm a brother. Anya Hawalak, I am going. Lahabayath Sapar, to the school. Okay. And we have, these are the questions, right? Then you have, do you know the time? Yadaitha is like, know you, or knowest thou. Right? That's how it would be written in Old English. Knowest thou the time? Knowest thou the time? Right? Do you know the time is how we'd say it in today's, modern English, right? The last one, Bathiala. How would you say, do you know the way?
Yada ha. Yada
Do you know how to say way?
Is there an O in there? Like the
No.
like
not in the Hebrew law. So
like
to say
I?
way, say again. I'm not sure what you mean. Like the letter I?
Yeah.
La. Way. Oh, you saying I?
Yeah.
Okay, ith would be time. So that's saying again, do you know the time? Whereas the phrase we want is, do you know the way? Okay, to say way in Hebrew is this word here, darak. Darak is way or path. Like, do you know the path? Do you know the way? Right? So how would you say, do you know the way in Hebrew?
Barak?
Darak, right?
Darak.
Darak. Like in I'm on my way to your house was Anya ba Darakia. I'm on my way. So Darak is the word for way or path or road. It can be used interchangeably, right? So to say, do you know the way is going to be Yadaitha Hadarak. Knowest thou the way, right? Everyone understand?
Another one comes. Actually, it's like
Go ahead.
I was deep in the writing. I was hearing, I was listening though, but
no sweat. If you don't need me to break down anything, just put a little space because it looks
Gone.
weird with the old caps. All right. So, do you know the time? Yadaitha ha'aith. Knowest
Oh
thou
yeah,
the
that
time?
one I made. I said that one right.
Khan. And then, do you know the way? Yadaitha hadarak. Knowest thou the way, or knowest thou the path? Right, the same thing. Okay, unless there's any other phrases. Anybody else wants to know? We'll set up to move on to the next half of the class. We'll go through the vocabulary. I'll probably, while I'm going through the vocabulary, as I said earlier, I might come up with some new phrases, right? And instead of asking you all, I'll just kind of write down how you'd say it. All right.
Go, sir. When we go offline, all the questions gonna come.
God.
Right,
well, if
right
that
now
happens,
you can think of nothing. As soon as the class is over,
saying you want to know everything.
Yeah.
If that happens, just text me the questions you have. Like text them to me, and then I'll get them for next week's class.
God. Oh, I think I should have. I have information enough to be able to figure it out.
Put it together, God. Or you could try put it together and say, "Is this
God,
how you
and
say
then ask you what's up.
God.
If I can help. Yeah.
Okay, I see we have a question from Quentin Dalton. He says, I have a question. How are we the real Jews when Deuteronomy 28 and 68 says no one will buy them and sell them? Well, that's not my recollection of the scripture. So let's get it. Let's get it. Let's see. He says, how are we the Jews when Deuteronomy 28 and 68 says no one will buy them or sell them? Okay, let's read the verse. Deuteronomy 28 and 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. Okay, if anyone knows anything about the Bible, Egypt is the word. It also means bondage. That's synonymous. So the Lord will bring the 12 tribes of Israel, or the Jews, as he's saying, into slavery, into bondage again with ships. If this is not black people, please, Quentin, please tell me who this is. Who went into bondage with ships?
So like the one I can read for you. I can read for you if you like.
Go ahead, soldier.
Where was we?
Right here, by the way whereof.
By the way thereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
It says, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, that's, the land, right? The land of Israel. Go ahead.
Thou shalt see it no more.
We will see the land of Israel no more again. You know what I'm saying? As a nation, we have not been returned back to our homeland. We've not been returned back to the land of Israel. All right, there's a people inhabiting our land, the Palestinians and the Jewish man over there fighting over our land. We ain't even seen our land again. as a nation. You might have some individual brothers who go to Jerusalem and visited Jerusalem, but as a people, the Bible deals with people as nations, right? Now, we're not talking about, one individual person or a few people going back to Jerusalem, right? Go ahead.
Again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen.
And there ye shall be what?
And there ye shall be sold.
And there ye shall be sold. This Quentin guy said, it says no one will buy them or sell them. It just said right here, and there ye shall be sold. So you're proven wrong there and then. Ye shall be sold unto your enemies. We were sold unto our enemies for bondmen and bondwomen. And if you're sold to somebody, if something is sold to somebody, then somebody has to be the buyer, no?
Right.
Somebody has to be the buyer. But it says, of course, if you read on, what does he say here?
Unto your enemies.
We're sold unto our enemies for what?
For bondmen and for bondwomen.
For bondmen and bondwomen. So we were sold unto our enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, right? We were sold. If you're sold, there has to be a buyer, right? We were sold and bought for, you just think realistically, right? For bondmen and bondwomen. But then it says what?
And no man shall buy you.
And no man shall buy you. So it says, and no man shall buy you. That part he got right. That part it says, and no one will buy you. It does say we will be sold. So you was incorrect on that part. He's saying that's not what it says in my KJV Bible. Well, okay. I mean, this is the King James Version Bible right here. I'm gonna get my KJV right here. It says the same thing here. Deuteronomy, where we at? 28:68. Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68. That's what it says. Hold on. I might take off my let me see. Y'all have your Bibles? I'm gonna read it. Bible right here. Shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen. You might have the NKJV, you might have some other version, but this is the KJV.
Yeah.
This is the King James Version right here. All right. So it says, "Ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you." Well, you have to think. He's saying he was incorrect in saying it says no one will buy them or sell them. He was incorrect because it's clearly said you'll be sold. You got to think. If you're sold, then you have to be bought by somebody. So what does it mean when it says, "And no man shall buy you"? All right. Let's go into the Hebrew. All right, let's go into the Hebrew. Let's get the same verse in the Hebrew, right? So we have, "Ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen." So let's see sold. Let's go into this. "Ye shall be sold." It's makar, right? Sell, seller. Okay, to sell oneself, to be given over to death. Okay, to sell literally as merchandise, a daughter in marriage into slavery. We were sold as merchandise into slavery. We were sold. Right? And if you're sold, somebody has to be on the other end of that transaction, no? So again, what does it mean when it says, "And no man shall buy you"? Let's go into the word buy, quana in the Hebrew. All right. This is a verb. It can mean buy, get, purchase, buyer, possessor, recover, redeemed, right? So it can be to get, to acquire, to buy, create, possess. Well, we know that we were possessed. These other nations, they possessed us for what? For bondmen and bondwomen. They bought us for bondmen and bondwomen. They sold us for bondmen and bondwomen. All right. So what else could it mean? You have to look at the context. To get, acquire, obtain. Another definition of God originating, creating, or redeeming his people. All right. So that word quanad, which is translated as buy, it could also mean to redeem, which means what? To free or to reclaim, right? It says right here, acquire, right? Just thinking of the word as to reclaim. You won't be reclaimed. In another verse, it says you be called what? Loami, for ye are not my people, right? God didn't redeem us. He didn't claim us anymore, right? We belonged as we were possessed or bought and sold by these other nations, right?
Right.
He said, He says his vision is bad. Now you're going back. No sweat. No sweat. You might be spiritually
No
blind.
sweat.
Well, if you're a brother, if you are so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, you might just want to get in class. All right. If you some heathen, it really ain't, it really ain't for you to understand. So I'm not surprised you don't understand. Right? If you're some white man or some Hamite, I'm not surprised you don't understand.
And you dismiss.
No, right.
You disturbing class here, man.
Without further ado, he said what? He said, my dad's Black, my mom's white. Okay. When you say your dad's Black, where is your father from? Is he a so-called Negro from the tribe of Judah? Is he, a so-called Negro in America? Is he West Indian? Is he Haitian? What type of Black are you talking about? You'll just let me know.
Slack the one. In the meanwhile, can I, if you don't mind, I need the last one.
Okay, you say America. If your father is a so-called Black man in America, you would be of the tribe of Judah. So you're a brother. What you want to do is get into class. You want to get in class. You want to, you want to learn the proper breakdown of these scriptures. Because a scripture like that could confuse you. It says, you shall be sold for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. Seems like a contradiction. You need a priest. You need a teacher to break it down. All right, so you definitely want to get the breakdown. You want to get in class. Well, are you currently in America? If you in America, you want to know, let me know what state you in. You want to find a school that's in your zone. All right, we have schools all over America. You know what I'm saying? You want to find a school that's close to you, get in class and learn. It's a good question. If you're sincere about trying to learn, it's certainly a good question. All right. I know some people come in there trying to think they know something. Right? If that's not yourself and you're sincerely trying to learn, you from New York, you want to game with headquarters. I believe who runs that school? Captain Tazariak. You want to game with Captain Tazariak, you want to learn under him, you want to study at the feet of the priests and prophets of the ISUPK. All right, so you're no longer confused about, anything to do with the Bible. But we are those people. We were sold and for bondmen and bondwomen. We went into bondage with ships. You know what I'm saying? That's us. All right. No sweat. Let me see where we at with it. All right, so y'all continuing to write down that.
I had a quick question too, sir, about the question marks. Would that be something that that it is in the Hebrew?
You're saying to ask a question? Would that be something?
No, like the question mark, would that be in the Hebrew too? The question mark behind the sentence?
You would figure it's a question by the context, and that there would be like if someone's asked a question in the Bible. I'm trying to find it. Let me see if I even search knowest thou. That's like I typed that in wrong. Knowest. I keep spelling thou as though, like with the GH at the end. All right, so let me find it. Knowest thou the time? Get this in Job 39:1. All right. Hold on. Okay, in the Hebrew, it's not showing to me as a question mark, but there is a question mark on the English translation. I'm gonna get another example. Let me see if it puts a question mark in there. Let me get it in the Bible as well. So where we at with it? It was Job 39 and verse 1. We did that. All right, Job 39. Okay, yeah. So it does some question marks on this thing. right? But the I think in the original Hebrew there wouldn't particularly be question marks. I don't think that was a thing in in that time. You would just figure it out by the context of what's being
By
said.
what you're reading. All right.
So it says hi Yadaitha, which is like saying the, knowest thou, I, time, la, it's like time, la, ladath. Ladath would be what it come from Yalad. Yalad. Right. So in this, like as you're saying, it's kind of simpler where it doesn't say ha'ith, but we know that ha means there, so we can, there's almost we could put that in there to make sure there's no confusion.
You would
right?
puzzle it yourself by reading.
Yeah. So like, because if you just said hi, if you just said Yadaitha Ith, someone could just say, do you know time? Yeah, I know time. But in this day and age, we would say it as, do you know the time? Right. So it's almost on. Let me see. I'm trying to share this screen again. It's almost is still using the ancient Hebrew, but saying more of how we would kind of say it. Oh, Slacky, I didn't know there's a sister in the background. I know. So, hey, shalom, Nakas, Yahweh Shema, Thaba Shem Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shema, Thaba Shem Yahweh Shai.
No sweat. So, what we've been going over in this, go ahead.
Yahweh Shema, Thaba Shem Yahweh Shai, sir.
No, sorry, Christ. All right, what we've been going over in this class is learning phrases in the Hebrew. So I have phrases in the English. I got those two phrases you kind of gave me last week. So this is how you'd say them in the Hebrew. We also went over some other ones during this class, right? So if you want to take some time and write these down, and then we're about to get set up for the second half of the class where I go through vocabulary. We're probably just going to go through a few verses because of the time. All right. If there is anything else that comes to mind that you want to know how to say in Hebrew, just let me know and I'll find out for you. All right. Go ahead.
Was these the only phrases so far that you had went over?
Say it one more time.
Was these the only phrases that you have went over so far?
Yeah, these are the phrases we went over. I think we went over a few things like how to say, the different words to get these phrases. We added some time frames to, we added more time frames you might say, because one of the questions was, do you know the time? Where you might say it's morning, it's afternoon, so on and so forth. I could send you, anything we went over that I updated. I could send out to you if you like.
Concert, can you do that for me, please?
All right, no sweat. No sweat. I am the bar. All right, without further ado, so would you like me to just send it to you later? You can make the notes later, so we'll move on to the vocabulary.
Because it's gonna probably take me a few to write those down.
All right, no sweat. I can do that. All right, no sweat. Delete the. Okay, so that's the I'll send that. All right, no sweat. So we're gonna read from Exodus 8, verse 6. Let me get this ready. And know how to share my full screen. Bam. Type of shit you won't understand. All right, so let's get it. All right. Exodus 8 and verse 6. Okay, so we have Wayat. All right, Wayat, Aharon. So we have Aaron. Let me get Wayat. Let me go into this word. It's stretched out. Natah, right? So this is actually one of the words that's in afternoon. All right, we learned this a little bit earlier. So let's get it. Natah, which means to stretch out or to extend. Okay. It could also mean to bend, right? But in the context of what we're referring here, it means to stretch out or to extend, right? So extended, Aharon, which is Aaron, Aharon. Go into Aaron, name Aaron. what's his name mean? Of uncertain derivation. I think we probably had the same issue last time. Yeah, he don't particularly have a meaning. All right, that's too long. Okay, then we have af, which lets you know what the verb is referring to. So what did he stretch out? Okay, it says yad wa, right? So we have yad, which means what?
Stand.
It means what?
Stand.
Nope, that would be Imad. Well, I mean, I might as well get Imad.
Yad Yamata. Hands down.
Okay, Khan. So if Yad Yam Mata means hands down, what does Yad mean?
Down.
Nope, down is Mata. Let me get that for you as well.
Salakia, sir.
Go ahead.
You said the word.
Hands.
Oh, I was gonna. Never mind.
You was gonna say the same thing, sis?
Yeah, never mind.
All right, no sweat. So Yad means.
Salakia says. Salakia for interrupting.
No sweat, you too well. All right, just say Salakia before you speak next time.
Can't. You're right, sir. Salakia to you too.
No sweat. So Yad means hand. Yad Yam would be hands. Right? I have all the other things. So Yad Yam Mata, it means hands down. Right? Imad means to stand. Imad Yam is everybody stand. Right? Because the verb has to match the number of people. Right? It's another thing we went over in the class, right? Then it says Yad Wa. So Wa at the end of a word, it could be a possessive adjective to say his, right? Like in this case, his hand, or it could also be him, right? In this case, of course, it's not, hand him. You're saying his hand, right? Okay, then we have aisle, which is a word which means over, above, like in Shamar Aisle Athar, watch over you, right? That aisle is over. Then you have, it says Mayamya. Okay, so the root here is going to be Mayam, which is water. And then it pluralizes it as Mayamya. Or in fact, okay, it says Mayamya Matazarium, which is more in the vein of saying water of Egypt, right? I've seen that Ya is used a lot of time to kind of almost bridge the gap. So I would kind of translate it as water of Egypt, right? Matazarium, which let's go into Matazarium since we had that question earlier, right? Matazarium, Egypt, right? Egyptians, uncertain derivation, let me see. Okay. It often depicted as a place of both refuge and oppression for the Israelites. Egypt is frequently mentioned in the context of the Israelites' enslavement and subsequent exodus, right? So Egypt could also be a word this is also used in the context of our enslavement, of our bondage, right? Matazarium is a place, Egypt. It also is, I think, the person Matazarium, he was a man, but more commonly now it's known for the place. So I could put name and place, Egypt, bondage. Okay. That's for the brother, I forget his name, but I need to give him other device so I can see these comments still. Second. Damn, that shit might be dead. I ain't no sweat. Can anybody else see the comments? Hola.
La'asur.
I ain't no sweat. I might just keep kind of flicking back to it. All right, Quentin, that's the brother, Quentin. All right, no sweat. So we'll carry on. So Mayamya, Matazarium, Wa Tha'il, okay, and this Isle comes from Ilah, which means to go up or ascend. All right. Then we have ha tazapar. Hold on, let me get it. Ha tazaparadai. Or ha tazaparadai. Tazaparadai. How would you say this one? This one, hell of a word. All right. Tazapar die. Let's go with that. Tazaparadai. This one says, okay, Tazaparadai. Let's do this. Tazaparadai. It's like you understood. Which is frog. Okay. Tazaparadai. All right. So ha tazaparadai. You of course I was be doing the prepositions. All right. So ha preposition. You of course all know ha as a preposition is the. We've had wa as a preposition, I'm sure, which means and. What other prepositions do we have? So like here. While you talk. That's pretty much all the prepositions had. I no sweat. Then we have wathakam. All right, wathakam. Let's get into it. Okay, kasa. Kasa means to cover or conceal. To uncover. All right. Okay, and covered aratazar. So they covered. So wa fakas. So it's like and covered. I think because the word for frog is feminine. This thigh is like you know how you'd say wayadabar, wherever it's like and she spake, it typically uses tha. So tha is almost like the feminine version of ya, but I wouldn't put that as its own preposition because tha as a preposition means you typically, right? Aratazar, and or earth. So Matazarium is obviously not going to be earth of Egypt. It's going to be the land of Egypt, right?
Right.
Then we have Waya Aisha or Aishawa. Okay, let me see. The root here is going to be Aisha. Also, let me do Ya as a preposition. It's he. We have Aisha. The hard means to do or make. Like with the example of Aisha, the example it could be to do or make. Like for example, if you say I'm making dinner, you would use Aisha for that, right? So it's kind of a way to get the context of it. Okay, then we have Khan, right? Khan is a word. It could be yes, so we use it as this, yes. It could be thus, like it's so, right? Or like you're saying it is so, like it's correct, it's right, right? If I go into it, thus, so, therefore, rightly, surely, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of the context of it. It reflects, let me go into here. It's an adverb to indicate affirmation, agreement, or confirmation, right? So thus or so, right? It's something's true or correct. Okay.
It's thus and so.
Mm-hmm. Or as a matter of fact, instead of saying yes, I'm gonna put. You could put thus, so, or correct, or right. Like it's kind of that context. It's thus, it's right, it's correct, right? Let me see this. All right, we have Karatam. Charatam. All right. Ha. Charatamyam. The root here is going to be Charatam, which is a magician. So, of course, the, ha as a preposition is the. Charatam, magician. Charatam yam, magicians. Right? Then we have Balat Yaham. Let's get into it. Okay, so Lat is secret. The concept of secrecy or hiddenness. Something is hidden. Secret. Hidden. Secrecy, mystery, secret arts. Makes sense. Okay. So they used their so like this bar can mean what? In, on, or with. So with the secret Yaham. So with their secrets, right? So with their secrets, or with their secret arts, or with their hidden enchantments, with their sleight of hand, right? That's what it would be known as today. Like magicians use sleight of hand to perform certain tricks, which you think is magic. You think it's some mystical thing. It's just sleight of hand. It's something that's concealed. You don't know how it's done. So you perceive it as magic.
It's just a slick ass motherfucker.
Exactly. All right. So I'm gonna put as well ham at the end, like as I did with wa at the end of a word. The end of word could be that. It could be they, them. Well, really, they is like its own word, so it's going to be them or their, right? More in the masculine sense. So I'm gonna put this M. Okay. Of course, on the flip side of that, han at the end of the word would be them or their in the feminine sense. I can put that also. Let me just, let me copy this. And then get the preposition vocabulary thing. All right, so them slash the in the feminine sense. Okay. With the enchantments, wa ya'il, wa. Okay, so and they brought up. Then ath, ha tazapardayam, the frogs. Okay, isle, matazarium upon the land of Egypt. Waya quara. Let's get to this one. So quara means to call out. It could be to read. Like if you a camp, you telling the brother to read, you tell him to do what? You tell him to proclaim, to call, to read out. It could also be used to name something, right? I've seen that used to call out, calling, called, proclaim. I'm gonna do to call out, which essentially is to proclaim. Is to call out, proclaim, read. Okay, quara. Power I, which is Pharaoh, pa. Where I. It's Pharaoh. Then we have la masha. La is a preposition, means 2 or 4. Masha is Moses. I think we went over this a few times. Name Moses, drawn. It's like drawn out of water, right? Drawn out. Okay. Wa la aharon. So for Moses and for Aaron. Wa ya amar. So and he. We already have yas up here. Wa and yas prepositions. So amar is a verb which means to say. So and said, And he said, Ha'aith ya, hold on. Ha'aith Yahweh, right? Ha'aith Yahweh. Comes from Aitha, which means to write this down. Aitha, to pray or entreat, to beseech or entreat. Okay, it's essentially to plead or ask. Okay, so what's the most common? To entreat, to make supplication. Pray. To entreat. I'm gonna put to pray or entreat. Okay. Okay, so basically pray or entreat, ask the Most High, Yahweh, which is, God's name in the Hebrew. Yahweh, name of God. Okay. Wa Yasar. Okay, let's get into this. So, and this comes from, let me get it, Sa. Okay, so this is another one of those words where this Wa wouldn't originally be there. It would just be Sa, right? When we say Sa, it means turn to the sisters.
Right.
Right?
Is it specific, Salaki, sorry for me, is it specifically to the sisters or just turn?
When we say Sa, it just means turn.
Okay, all right.
So we say Sa and face the sisters, right? Matter of fact, this is an interesting thing. I'm gonna show y'all how to say that phrase in Hebrew, right? I'm gonna just slightly move back to over here. We're gonna add another one. Okay, to say turn and face the sisters. I could have had this in my well, not necessarily. All right, so it's gonna be Sa Wa Panya Aquathian. That would be Aquathian. This would be how you say turn and face the sisters. So Sa means turn, Wa Panya means and face, Ha Aquathian, right? Aquathian is sisters, the sisters, right? If anyone wants to get that phrase down, you can. If not, I'll move back to the where was that? I just thought I'd add that in. That's a good phrase to add in. Okay. Aside from that, manya. Let's see, man. Okay, so from, and then this man is like a formal way of saying from, or from by me, right? That's where the ma would come from as a preposition. It's like a short way of saying man. Okay, so if you all have that phrase, I'm gonna just move back to the
Answer, I got it.
I am Most High Christ. So we have, hold on, if I could click this would be great. There we go. So we have, let me do ma as a preposition first. It means of or from. And we have man as a preposition, as a word. It's like it means from, or what else? From, out of, right? Basically of or from is the formal way of saying it, right? Denotes separation, origin, cause, comparison, and time. Also using comparative context, less than. Basically, the definition from, right? From. All right, so we use that. And then this ya, so ya at the end of a word. That's the, hold on, someone just joined. Let's catch up back here. All right, so at the end of the word is, it could be my or me, right? Wa ma'aim ya, okay? So and from people, my people, right? I'm is a word which means people, right? So wa, my I'm ya, it'd be and from my people, right? We get into it. People, nation, kinsfolk, a tribe, a group of people. We see what it's commonly translated as. If it gives the nope. Definitions, folk, man. I know sweat. It's just gonna be people. People is fine. People, nation, just leave as people, right? I try not to give too many definitions to things to keep things as simple as possible. All right, so I means people. Wa, shalak. Okay, so yeah, wa shalaka. Okay, so and then you have as a preposition, which is I am. In this case, it means I. And shalak would be to let go or to free, to send. Yeah, shalak, to let go, to send. Shalak would be to send you away, send away, stretch. Let's do. It means to send or let go. Let's leave it at that. I send / let go. Okay. It'd be implied releasing or setting free. Yeah. I know sweat. Then ath would be ha'im. So, and I will let go or I will free the people. Okay. Ha'im, we already have that. Ha is a preposition meaning the. I'm is people, the people. Then we have the ya, zabak. Okay. Zabak is a word which means to sacrifice. Zabak, to sacrifice, all right, or to slaughter, but it's slaughtering in the sense of offering an animal, right? So essentially sacrifice. All right. La Yahweh, so to the Most High. Okay. So we already have la as a preposition, to or for, sacrificing for the Most High, to the Most High, same context. All right. So no sweat. So that's that. Let me hide this out of your way. Once y'all are done taking the notes, let me know, and then we'll close out. Close out for tonight.
Right, I'm done, sir.
All right, no sweat.
I was right there with you.
All right, most high Christ. Sisters, y'all let me know once y'all are finished, and then we'll get it out here for tonight.
I'm done.
All right, most high Christ. Let's see. All right, no sweat. If there's a way I can probably share the if I stop sharing, quickly share just so it's bigger for y'all. That's the last few. Let me see. All right, no sweat. Nakath, once you finish, just let me know, and then we'll close out. Or if you want me to just send it to you, you can close out for time's sake.
I don't know if it was her, but if I'm not mistaken, I hear a sister say she was done.
Yeah. All right, no sweat. I think the sister might be away from the camera. All right, no sweat. All right, we're gonna close out with the class. With that, I'm gonna pass the class over to Triple Ira. If you could close out with the salute.
Another one can. Let's give the teacher a hand. For the class. Man of Israel, I imagine we're gonna give the Teacher courtesy and salute. I imagine Shabbat. I imagine Barak. Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai Barakatah.
Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai Barakatam.
That Yamata. Sar, which means turn. We're going to give the sisters a courtesy of salute. Man of Israel, I imagine Shabbat. I imagine Barak. Yahweh Shema Latan Ba'Hashem Yahushai.
Yahweh Shema Atah B'Hashem Yahushai.
Yat Yamata. Class dismissed.
All right, once again, make sure y'all make it down to Atlanta this year for the Lord's 56th annual Passover hosted by Commanding General Yohanan and the ISUPK. I hope to see y'all down there April 12th? April 12th. Make sure y'all there. I want to see y'all eating lamb, eating unleavened bread, and getting down. All right, no sweat.
Shalom, sir.
Shalom, Lord Christ.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West.